All right, well, we all know that life doesn't always turn out the way we wanted, and that's okay because life choreographer Lora Cheadle says the mistake we make is betraying ourselves when something goes wrong. Well, she explains the interesting concept of how our own betrayal can lead to burnout.
We're talking about burnout. Betrayal kind of ties into the mix here. Let's talk about that. What is the difference between burnout and betrayal?
Burnout and betrayal produce a very similar set of physical, emotional, and mental experiences, but for very different reasons. Burnout is where you are so tired, you are so exhausted that you don't think you can go forward. But betrayal is where you've had your trust broken, where the expectations that you have about yourself or life have been shattered, and it completely changes the way you view yourself and the world. And the result is similar, but the way to get to that root cause and resolve it is very different.
Okay, see, that's very interesting because the betrayal aspect really spoke to me. Now, is this when you betray yourself or maybe something you've experienced from another person? I really want to clear that out.
Absolutely. We can be betrayed by ourselves. Yes. The ways we seek to please, conform, and perform, that can oftentimes be a betrayal of self. But we can also be betrayed by our life. I mean, think about the COVID pandemic. That's a whole betrayal to all of us about the way the world should be. And yes, we can also be betrayed by other people.
Okay, I know that you've mentioned it's okay to accept. As a matter of fact, it's probably a good thing instead of avoid painful and avoid, I'm sorry, painful feelings. Can you explain that a little bit more into detail and why that can help?
Yes, we have got to accept painful feelings if we want to move on. If you think about using a GPS and you're trying to get from California to New York, if you put in Chicago as your starting point, the directions that get spit out will be meaningless and you might never make it. It's so important to be honest about what happened, where you were at, what you were feeling, and to not judge it. So that starting point is correct. And then the directions and the steps that you need to take will actually be meaningful and will help you recover.
Okay, see, that's a really good way of putting it because it makes perfect sense. Let's talk about victimizing. When we distinguish between being victimized and being the victim, can you explain the difference there and how we can apply that?
Yes, sadly, being victimized is a very normal part of life. We are all going to be victimized, whether it's in small ways or very large ways. The difference between being victimized and being a victim is an identity that we wear. And when we become a victim, we give up our agency and and our control, and we let the person or the situation victimizing us lead us. The strongest people are those people who have been victimized and who are still able to reclaim their agency, control, and move on and create the kind of life that they want to live.
Okay, see, I love that. It's get up, roll with the punches, and move forward. Okay, why is it important to grieve shattered expectations? And I think right now is a perfect time to really look at that.
Oh, so true. Grieving is not fun. It's not linear. It does not happen on a certain timeline. And it's something that comes up and knocks us off balance. But it's really important to grieve so we can move through those emotions, so we don't stay stuck in that moment that our expectations were shattered, in that moment of betrayal. Instead, we allow the tears to come. We allow the sadness to come. We feel it fully. And then we can make sense of what happened in the past and we can take concrete, actionable steps and move forward.
Got it. And speaking of that, you believe in learning from the past to be able to focus for what you want in your future. Can you give us a quick example of that?
Oh, absolutely. During one of my first cases practicing law, I had a judge make some very inappropriate comments to me that I didn't know how to respond to. Instead of focusing on that and ruminating on how unfair it was and how he betrayed me, I focused on the fact that I didn't want to be in that situation again. I wanted to learn how to advocate for myself. I wanted to learn how to speak up in an appropriate way. And not only have I learned how to do that, I made it a part of my business, and now I teach other people and other women how to do the same.
I love that. Those are some powerful, powerful words right there. Well, Laura, thank you so much. In just a bit, I'm going to give you guys information on how to download your copy of the top 3 ways we betray ourselves every day and how we can stop that. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you.
Okay, and you can download Lora Cheadle's The Top 3 Ways You Betray Yourself Every Day and How to Stop by visiting the website. It's burnoutorbetrayal.com.